welcome to AgostoAllElite Extra, where we review pay-per-views, interviews, and etc. Today we got a AEW Forbidden Door review that includes the buy-in and the media scrum, and and coming up we will have the interview with Mike Speer, the man that created the comic CWL. Let's start with the review of Forbidden Door.
Yeah. The buy-in actually was a good show. I mean, sure, there are some, like, the Lance Archer match was. I mean, if you look at it, of course, the opening buy-in match was Goto and Yoshihashi versus Aaron Solo, QT Marshall. It was
Yeah,
actually a good match.
yeah,
Um, People don't give QT Marshall enough credit. He's
yeah.
actually
It was
a
a
very
good match.
good wrestler.
Like we saw QT Marshall try and go for a 450 splash, but Hashi avoided it, and Hashi go to perform a powerbomb sprint elbow drop combo on Solo for the win.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, people need to start giving QT Marshall more credit, but um, I'm gonna say this right now. I think that Goto and Yoshihashi are a great tag team.
pretty much a great tag team. And they were in the New Japan tag team divisions. Pretty much good. Next week versus Nick Camarado. Like this was a big matchup between two hosses. Nick Camarado getting some moves in, Archer getting some moves in. You see, Camarado attempted to attack Archer before the match had begun, but Archer prevented it, took out Camarado with a cannonball. In the end, Archer performed a block on Camarado to win the match. This was a Haas matchup between Lance Archer and Nick Camarado.
I mean, you had to get Lance Archer on the show, right? And this
Yeah,
was the only way to do it, because, like, Lance Archer was both in New Japan and is now in AEW, so you needed a way to get him on the show.
yeah.
But that's what my thoughts are of the match. I feel like Nick Conforto is actually a really good wrestler. And he did pretty good.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the match?
It was a good match. It was a good Haas match. Lance Archer got the win, and it was pretty good. Now we got the Swerve Argoli versus Zuki Gun, El Desperado, Yoshin Cabrero. So Strickland hit the back barrier of Desperado, came right back clothesline, followed by Strickland with a flatliner. Cabrero took a swing with a whiskey bottom ringside, spit whiskey Ali, led to a near fall. And near the match, they were working on Keith Lee's leg. It was like part of the match. In the end, Lee performed a big back catastrophe on Kanamuraru to secure the win. So what do you think of this? Following the match, Ricky Starks powerhouse Hobbs spoke from the luxury box. Hobbs stated that Strickland and Lee think they are Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, and they pair himself as Starks and Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. Starks questioned how Strickland and Lee could call them the best tag team when they haven't beat him and Hobbs. So what do you think of the match and the post match promo?
It was a good match. They did pretty good putting these two teams together. I love Swerve and Our Glory. I love Desperado and Kanemaru. I love Team Taz, even what they did after the match. And I'm happy that Swerve and Our Glory won. And I gave it almost 4 stars, and it's a buy-in.
Yeah,
What's your thoughts?
it was pretty much a good match. They did a good job with the storytelling of working on Keith Lee's leg. Keith Lee with a comeback, and that's how the match ended. It was pretty good. Now we got the final, like the final match of the buy-in. It was Bass Caster accompanied by Anthony Boas, the Gun Club versus face Yuya Iomari, New Japan Dojo, Alex Collin, the DCK, Kevin Knight. Will the match before the match began, Don Haas appear on the screen and introduce a new Ass Boys theme, caused Austin Cole to run to the back. The New Japan Dojo Warrior wrestlers took advantage of a number of advantages while Austin Cole were gone. In the end, Caster before the mic drop out DCK for the victory. What do you think of the match and before the match with Dan Hansen?
Man, I love Danhausen. Danhausen's amazing, and the match was amazing. They did pretty good of presenting the buy-in. Um, and I love Max Caster and the Gun Club together. I love them as a group, so I loved it. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts, it was pretty good with the Gun Club and Max Caster, Beeps, Raps, where like these people, like it was the goals, like get Colton and Austin Gunn over like a tag team. It's pretty doing a good job.
Yeah, they are.
Mhm. Mhm. Now we go to the main show. The actual pay per view opens with Missouri Suzuki, Jericho Appreciation Society, Jericho Guevara, accompanied by Ty Conti, facing the team of Eddie Kesa, Shuda Umino, and Wheeler Utah, with the winner team receiving man advantage for the upcoming Bloody Guts match between Jericho Society and Appreciation Society, and Blackpool Combat Club. Early in the match, Yuta performed multiple triple sex suplexes on Jericho. Yuta kicks to perform suicide dives on Guevara and Jericho, respectively. In the final moments, Suzuki hit a gut stop power drive by Kingston. Umino knocked both Guevara and Suzuki down, but Jericho took advantage, dropped Umino with a Judas effect for the win, thus giving the Jericho Appreciation Society the man advantage for Blood and Guts. What do you think of the match?
Really good match. This is a really good way to open the show. I'm looking really forward to Blood and Guts. And what is with my voice? I'm losing my voice. And I also feel like the face team of Yuta, Umino, and Kingston was a really good fit. If they needed Umino to be in there since he's the son of John Moxley, it was the only way to do it.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
It was pretty much a 6-man tag match with special stipulation with the man advantage and the blood and guts match. That's see that match was about.
Yep.
hmm Next, we got the winner take all 3-way tag match for both the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship and the IWGP Tag Team Championships between ROH World Tag Champs FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood, the IWGP Tag Champs United Empire, Rado Khan, Jeff Cobb, Roppongi Vice, Rockamera, and Trent Beretta. During the match, Harwood legitimately injured his left shoulder, leaving Wheeler to fly solo. Later, Harwood returned with his shoulder wrapped. Romero performed a suicide dive onto Harwood and Khan on the floor. FTR hit Romero with a big rig to win the WGP Tag Team Championship and retain the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. What do you think of the match?
I love this match. I love the style of FTR's matches, and even in a triple threat match, they showed it here. I love the storytelling of Dax Harwood getting injured, having to come back into the match. I love the storytelling of Great O'Connor and Jeff Cobb just winning the titles 2 weeks ago, then losing it to FTR. I love the storyline of FTR holding 3 tag titles at once. It's amazing.
Yeah. hmm
But
I thought that the match was pretty good. The tag belts were won by FTR. So going forward, I think they're gonna defend the belts in New Japan and Ring of Honor.
yep,
hmm hmm So next match we have Pac versus Connors versus Miro and Malachi back for the AEW inaugural All Atlantic Championship.
man, this match, man, it was so good. Mm, here's what I thought was gonna happen in this match coming in. I thought Miro was gonna win. I kind of knew Malachi was gonna win, but I hoped that Pac would be the one to win, and I didn't want Clark Connors to win. So Pac winning was amazing. I feel like he could bring very much prestige to that championship, and he can ride it around the entire globe for a long time with it. What's your thoughts?
It was a pretty good match. It was a great match. It was a good matchup. We saw the Clark Connors. We saw Miro playing the game over submission hold on Pac. Medica back involvement, and eventually in the end, wins the championship. This is the first time Pac won AEW championship belt. So I think going for Pac to defend it around the world.
Yep,
hmm
really good match.
Now we got the dudes with attitudes: Darby Allin, Sting, and Shingo Takagi versus Bullet Club, El Fantasma, Max Jackson, Nick Jackson, Ridiculous Hello. So that match was actually good. We saw before the match we saw Sting jumping off on the Bullet Club.
Man, I love the Stings. I love Sting. He's like what 60? He can still do this high flying stuff. It's amazing. They
Yeah,
did they do a really good job of showcasing Sting on pay per view,
yeah,
without um. I don't know how many spots like that Sting has left, but this was a
yeah. It was a good
really good
matchup.
match. Of course,
Yeah,
you and Hikuleo was supposed to both be in the match, but Takahashi got out of the match due to a fever. So
yeah,
I really loved the match.
hmm yeah. And Shield Takagi got the win. It was pretty much a great matchup, a six-man tag fun for New Japan AEW. Next one, we got the Thunder Rosa versus Tony Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship. And this match was a Stardom style matchup. It was basically Tony Storm representing Stardom versus Thunder Rosa representing AEW. It was played to perfection. It was a good matchup.
Yeah, it was okay. I because there's just so many good matches in the show that one of them just had to be, a little chill down before it gets back up again. And this one was that match. Um, still was a good match, just that because there's so many good matches, one of them had to be the slowdown. So I mean, I personally like this match. I think the match pace was okay. I love Thunder Rosa still being champ. I wanted Tony Storm to be champ, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Now we got Will Ospreay with Austin Open versus Orange Cassidy for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. This match was a showcase for Orange Cassidy, basically a breakout moment for Orange Cassidy, as Will Ospreay put everything he got towards Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy fought back. This was basically a breakout moment for Orange Cassidy, to show that he's a serious wrestler, even
Yeah,
though even though he's basically a comedy character.
yeah. Ooh. This match was 5 stars. It's not even a question. I told everyone. I said Orange Cassidy is gonna get dragged by Will Ospreay to a 5 star match, and you aren't even gonna realize it. Because I mean, Will Ospreay is the best New Japan wrestler right now,
Yeah.
except for Okada, and it's ridiculous. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
And Shibata's back.
Yeah, he did came back. It was during post match. Shibata came back. We saw a custody Orange Cassidy Shibata moment, and it was very nice. So anyway, we got Claudio Castagnoli versus Zack Sabre Jr. This was power versus submission specialist. This was pretty much Claudio Castagnoli uses power against Zack Sabre Jr.
Yep.
and Sabre was working on the arm and the leg. But in the end, Claudio Castagnoli defeated Zack Sabre Jr. by pinfall for the victory.
Yeah. Um. I came in thinking that it would be Killer Cross as the mystery opponent, but as soon, and I'm saying as freaking soon as I heard that music, I went, "Oh my god, what?" I mean, I'm very happy that Cesaro's now in AEW. and I
Yeah.
love this match. I love his style now in AEW. I think it was pretty good, and he needed to win this.
Yeah. All right. Next match we got the Jay White with Jito versus him and Page, Kazuchika Okada, and Adam Cole in a four-way match for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. This was basically a four-way match. We had Jay White, Hangman, Hangman, Okada, and Cole fighting for the belt. It was like moments of matchup. We thought Hangman's gonna win. We thought Okada. We thought Adam Cole. But Jay White got the victory after he hit the sling blade thing onto Okada. Then I don't know, like after Okada tried to do a rainmaker on Adam Cole and basically fell down. Jay White pinned Adam Cole 1, 2, 3 to retain the title. What do you think of the whole match?
I'm pretty sure the ending was actually a botch.
Yeah, it was botched. The ending was botched.
Because from what I'm hearing, Adam Cole was supposed to take that Rainmaker, but he just fell down.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was bad. That was pretty much bad.
Yeah, but yeah, Adam Cole looked loopy for almost half the match. But I like the match overall. Drew White's still champ, it's fine. Hangman didn't need it. Okada didn't need it back. Adam Cole as hell didn't need it. It needed to stay on Jay White.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's pretty much.
What's your
All
thought?
right, my thoughts. Yes, the main event. I mean, my thoughts on that match. Like the ending was botched still, but Jay White retained the title to continue that Bullet Club versus the Elite feud was for the best.
Yep.
hmm
Especially the fact that he pinned Adam Cole, which definitely continues the feud.
Yeah. So now we got the main event: Jon Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the interim AEW World Championship. This match was a big, huge main event. It was a heavy hitter. We got Tanahashi, Moxley fighting it out for that title. Moxley bled and fought for Hiroshi for that title. It was like a big old matchup. We saw Hiroshi hit his move, the high fly flow. Thought he was gonna win. Moxley kicked out. And then he put in the match, Moxley put him in the sleeper, the finisher with the Death Rider or the Pentagon Shift for the 1, 2, 3. And the match was over. Moxley wins the interim AEW World Championship. And like after the match, there was a interference, the attack from the Jericho Appreciation Society. Like everyone was beating the shit out of each other. Then Claudio Castagnoli came in to help the aid. Then the whole show ended with Claudio Castagnoli and Eddie Kingston going face to face. There were some tensions going on between the two.
Yeah, first of all, this is a really good main event. I love the style. I love Moxley winning. I personally thought Tanahashi needed to win, but I'm also happy that Moxley is the first ever two-time AEW World Champion.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Moxley and Punk.
yeah, I'm excited too. Let's go more to this Claudio Castagnoli and Eddie Kingston thing. Like it started with like Shakara. That's where the feud started. Back in Shakara, there were problems between the two.
Yep.
And yeah, and even when he came back like AEW, the feud is still there. I think the feud is gonna be still there. Like after Blood and Guts, I think like Eddie Kingston is gonna go back to it's gonna restart his feud with Claudio Castagnoli to settle some things, like settle something.
I definitely see a Claudio and Eddie Kingston feud happening soon.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So yeah. Mhm. All right. That was our review of the Forbidden Door. Let's talk about the Scrum, the media Scrum.
Yep.
hmm Since you watched the Scrum, let's hear you talking about it.
Oh, you talking about the Tony Khan media scrum?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Basically, after the show, Tony Khan did some media scrum. He did one with Cesaro where he straight up just started hugging Cesaro.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like what's wrong with hugging your wrestler as a promoter?
I mean,
I
true.
think it's better than events like like taking advantage of women and scandals and stuff.
Yeah, just like slapping him, and he's like, "God damn, pal." Anyways,
Yeah,
but another one he did was he said that Tony Khan said that he wouldn't say anything about MJF, which was kind of weird.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, there's one where he didn't say anything about MJF. There's one where he really hugged Claudio Castagnoli. There's one
yeah,
where he talked about Punk, I think.
yeah,
What's
yeah.
the medium? What's the medium scrum you've watched?
I didn't watch. I didn't watch all of them. I didn't watch all of them. I just went to sleep.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. He dealing with Claudio Castagnoli, hugged him, dealing with MJF. Not even talking about him. He just said, "I would not like to talk about him, please." Then he did one about CM Punk, but I can't remember what he said.
Yeah,
So I mean, I might need to rewatch it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I mean, for overall though, AEW great job on Forbidden Door.
Yeah, they did a great job of Forbidden Door. Like they have the early buy-ins are probably like 100,000, so this is a good start. And the next pay per view, like for AEW, is basically Ring of Honor show. It's gonna be a Ring of Honor show in July. Death for Dishonor. I can't wait for that. It's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be so good.
yeah.
Thank you, Tony Khan. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, thank
Anyways,
you,
though.
Tony. Yeah. All right, that was our AEW Forbidden Door review.
Yep.
Coming up next, I'll be reviewing. Let's see. I'll be reviewing Mike Greer. So stay tuned, everybody. Hello, Mike Speer. This is AgostoAllElite Podcast. Welcome to the interview.
Yes. Hi, Rich. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
How's it going?
I'm doing good. Doing good. I just reviewed. We just uploaded episode 68 of AgostoAllElite Podcast, where we covered Bruce Pitchard, Tony Khan with Japan and Canada, and more. You should check it out. It's on Spotify, Apple, and other podcast platforms. Anyway, let's get to the interview. So, when this comic thing you did started?
So I actually started putting together the idea back in 2015. I started putting together a roster of just fictional wrestlers that came into my head. I mean, I've been a big fan of comics for a long time, big fan of wrestling for a long time. So I thought, I really wanted to make my own comics, and I figured there really wasn't a wrestling comic that was exactly what I wanted, like a wrestling promotion in a comic book. So I started trying to put one together on my own, and it took some time, it took some money, and eventually I just kept working at it, and finally was able to put it together, got it drawn, and now it's finally out there and available to purchase.
That's good. So, tell me who are the stars of your comic?
So the main stars. So every issue, I've got the first 5 issues pretty planned out for the first arc, and every issue kind of introduces some new members of the roster. So the first issue that's available now, it starts out with your undercard match of Jacob Holcomb versus Don Ron, and then you get an interview from the CWL champion King Terrence King. What I'm building up, which you see in the main event of the book, which is Scotty Sundown versus Stetson Hendo, is
Yes.
that I'm building up a match between King Terrence King and Scotty Sundown for the title. Over the course of the next 5 issues, you'll see more interactions between them and interviews, backstage segments, and maybe they even get their hands on each other. And then issue 5 of the arc is going to be their title match, where that issue is just one big match between the two of them.
That's good. So, can you tell me more about your Can you tell me more about who helped you along with the comic?
So there was 2 guys I reached out to. I was looking for some wrestling fans who were also artists. and I actually reached out on Facebook, and there was a guy who got back to me who said he was a big WCW fan, and he's actually from Poland. His name is Mac Radwanski, and
Oh, yeah.
he did the pencils and the artwork for the book. And then through more, hunting on Facebook, another guy by the name of Ichsan Ansari, he did the color work, and the two guys helped me put that together. And I took care of the rest. I wrote it, I scripted it, I created the characters, I lettered it, and I put the book together and shipped it off to the printers. But yeah, those two guys helped me put the artwork together because that sure as hell wasn't something that I could do on my own.
Yeah, yeah, it's possible. Mm-hmm.
Now, I
Yeah.
know I sent you a copy. Did you have a chance to check it out?
Yeah, I checked it out. It was pretty good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so, I've been a wrestling fan for a real long time. I actually was a wrestler for a few years for a local promotion here in New Jersey. I wrestled for about 5 years myself. And then, kind of stepped away from it. I really couldn't devote my life to it. And then, time took over, life took over, but I could still kind of dip my toe in the wrestling business this way. And again, since I wanted to be a comic book writer, this is the best of both worlds.
That's good. So, what company started Cult Comics?
That's me. That's just the name. That's just the name of my company because I do plan on putting out a lot more comic books. I'm working on another comic right now, which is like a Dungeons and Dragons meets Kung Fu, where it's a medieval fantasy story about one guy who kind of travels the land and learns about things. So that just banner of the comics that I'm putting together, I just called it Cult Comics. I had an idea a while back for a lot of guys who like to write, like they're writers, but they're also comic book fans. And I thought, what if those guys actually wrote comics? And those are guys that have cult followings. So the name just Cult Comics stuck with me. It's simple. It stands out. It's a simple logo. And that's just, what I thought I'd name the group that I put my comics out under.
Yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm. So I have a couple more questions. Like, there's one
Sure.
thing that apparently, like, have you heard the news about like with the guy, the Glenn Jacobs?
The news, which is like the things he's been saying on Twitter.
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, like, what are your opinion on him? Like, he's always been the Attitude Era's Kane. He was like a childhood Attitude Era. So at this point, what is your opinion on this point?
I don't agree with a lot of the things he's saying. I don't know him personally. Everybody I've heard of that has interacted with him. I've actually interacted with him once. I was at New York Comic Con and he was doing a book signing, and I was walking through and I walked past him, and he's a really big dude. And it just, he just walked past me. That's it. That was my only interaction kind of with him. But I don't agree with a lot of the things he's saying. It's politics, so you can really only take anything with a grain of salt to kind of say what they want their people to hear or what they think their people want to hear. But again, everybody, whoever talked about him that I heard in the rest of this business always said he was a great guy and everything like that. So that's, that's
All
politics. It's everybody's got different opinions about it.
All right. So, have you ever met any other wrestlers during like Comic Con, like besides Kane? Anyone else?
Not overly personal interactions. When I was in the wrestling business, I met just backstage. I met guys like Kamala. I wrestled on a show, or two shows actually. I wrestled on that Jay Lethal was on. A couple of other indie guys I wrestled with, guys like Kyle the Beast, KTB, who's been on. I think he was on AEW Dark. I met Tony Atlas a few times. I met Jimmy Snuka. Trying to think as far as I met Mick Foley a couple times. My gym teacher in high school actually went to college with Mick Foley. So we always kind of made that a thing. If we ever saw Mick Foley at an appearance or at a show or anything, we'd always tell him that our gym teacher said hi. And then it would actually, Mick would then actually talk to us a little bit about it. So that was pretty cool. So, no overly personal interactions. Like I said, a lot of indie guys in North Jersey I became friends with. Actually, I guess one story I do have. I don't know if are you familiar with Bull Dempsey from NXT?
I mean,
Yeah,
like, Oh yeah, Bull Dempsey. He was like Bull Fit, Bull Fit.
Yeah, yep. And now he wrestles as Bull James. I was actually his first ever wrestling match in the business.
Oh,
We were the opening match on a show in McAdoo, Pennsylvania, and it was me and him when he was wrestling as Dottie the Body Johnson. And to this day, he's a good friend of mine too.
yeah, he is a definitely good friend.
Yep.
Do you tell me about Ichan San Ansori?
He's from the Philippines. He's a comic book colorist. He's worked on a few other books as well. I mean, I have nothing but good things to say about his work. I mean, you can tell from the color work on my book, he does excellent work.
Yeah, he does excellent work.
Hmm.
Hmm. So I have a couple of questions. Where's the plan for you like going forward after like in 5 years time?
So, I mean, I picture CWL to be a pretty much a wrestling promotion like any other, like AEW, like WWE, like wrestling you see on TV, but in a comic book. I'd like to see merchandise. I'd like to see action figures. I mean, I have plans for NFTs and stuff like that in the future. So I pretty much want it to be everything that you see from a wrestling promotion. That's what you're getting out of CWL, except it's in a comic book. I don't have to worry about guys getting hurt. I don't have to worry about contracts. It's all just fictional characters. But just like any other comic book franchise that creates action figures and toys and merchandise, I want to see all of that come from the Championship Wrestling League as well. And I mean, just like wrestling, I can keep it going forever. As long as I can keep thinking of different wrestling stories, I can keep it going for as long as I can. Um, one guy can lose the belt, the other guy can win the belt. I've got all kinds of different guys. I mean, I've got stables, I've got managers, I've got tag teams and tag team titles and all different kinds of things. I can shift the focus, to whatever belt I want or whatever storyline I want. I have an idea as well to throw out one shots, kind of like little encyclopedias of all the guys on the roster, little one shot, kind of like the way WWE would do those documentary DVDs, like a one shot comic. That's a background that tells a little bit more of a fictional story, not just a wrestling promotion story. I've got lots of plans that I'd like to see happen with CWL.
That's good. Good plans. Good plans.
Thank you.
Welcome. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. So how do you come up with the names for the wrestlers? Like, do you pop on your head, or you write them
Uh,
down?
they really just, I don't know. They kind of just come to me. I just kind of work it out a little bit. I do kind of anagrams of other names. Like there's actually one of the commentators. His name is Bob Lyso. Lyso is an anagram of Soley, like Gordon Soley, the old wrestling commentator. The other guys like King Terrence King, I just thought that kind of had a nice ring to it. I wanted to make a king character to be the king, to be the snotty bad guy, the guy that's got everything. And then Scotty Sundown. I thought Sundown was a cool name. Kind of came to me after a character from the cartoon Cops. From a cartoon Cops, there was a character on there called Sundown. So I named him Sundown. Scotty Sundown has had a nice ring to it, like Marvel characters of the old days, like Reed Richards and Peter Parker. Scotty Sundown I thought was a good name, and they just come to me. I just kind of work them out. Stetson Hendo, the same deal. I think there's a wrestler named Johnny Stetson, um, and that just that name kind of stuck with me. And Hendo, short for Henderson. I just kind of keep working out names, and they come to me. And once I have a name that sticks, like I've got all kinds of new guys that coming out in the next book as well. There's guys like there's the Beta Boys. There's Bulldog Bryant and Charlie Cash. Um, and they'll be introduced in issue number 2. Yeah, Jesse Gordo, who's a fan favorite, and he'll be coming on down the line. So I think I think of names of characters that are cool sounding names, and then I just kind of spin them a little bit to make them a little more original.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Yep.
So someday, like, if Tony Khan asks you to collaborate with him on a AW/CWL comic project, will you agreed or?
I would absolutely love to. There's some guys I know that are interested. There's some indie guys that I'm friends with that I think would like to make an appearance on CWL as it is, and one of them might show up in a few issues. But yeah, oh yeah, anything like that, sure. I would love to see something like that. I'd love for it to transition into games and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, if I ever got that phone call, I would absolutely be happy to take it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. For your time. This is a great interview. I appreciate your time to let me speak to you and promote your comic.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on, man. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. It is. All right. This is
All right, dude. Thank
all
you very
right.
much again. Take care, Reggie.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye bye.